Hello and welcome to award-winning Canutillo Combos, the official Canutillo ISD podcast. I am Gustavo Reveles, the Director of Communications, and with us, of course, is Laura at the controls.
Laura.
And our fearful leader.
Laura, fearful, thank you.
Yeah, fearful leader, Dr. Pedro Galaviz.
When you weren't here, they were saying fearless. I fear board elections.
They're going to be fine. They're going to be just fine.
No way.
But you know,
let's talk shoe size.
It's a shoe size. Size 15.
Size 15.
But Doc, we had a busy week. We had school board meeting on Tuesday, and then back-to-back evening meetings with community members, so that we could work with Presidio, our bond manager, to really start the process of designing the new schools that are part of the bond program. And it started off with some visioning meetings with stakeholders that included parents, employees, students, and other stakeholders here to talk about what a modern school should look like.
Well, I think one of the, again, shout out to Irene who Nagaloni?
Irene, let me get this because she shares the last name with someone I knew in the past year in El Paso. Deglioni.
Yes. With the D?
With a D, I believe.
Deglioni.
Well, that's what I heard. It was my first time meeting her.
I know she's Italian, but with Irene, and she led that, and I think one of the things that I said to the group, to the ed spec, is really that I don't want schools back in 1980s or the 90s or the early 2000s, and some and it's 2024, and I think when we did that, you said that no, but yes if.
So the concept is they showed us tons of modern schools, and a lot of it looks very, very different, right? And both educators and parents tend to be apprehensive because they look so different. And when they're asked, like, do you like this? Or would you be okay with this? And the answers are always no, because, right? No, because X, Y, or Z. And she was asking them to think differently, to think yes if this condition happens, right? And a lot of people were saying different things, and I kept thinking yes if it's good for kids. That should be the driving principle here.
Because the kids that were there loved the open space.
Yes, they love the modern buildings. They love the one of the things, Doc, is this concept of clear lighting, natural lighting, and understandably so. Parents are thinking safety and security. Is it safe? And having seen these types of schools being built, the answer to this, yes, if it's safe, right? And that's the role of the architect to come up with that idea. But having the open mind to see that this is good for kids, that this is good for modern learning.
Well, another thing is there's that, again, condolences to what happened in Georgia.
Yeah.
But she was basically saying, in my interpretation, doesn't matter what you do. If someone wants to hurt,
they're going to hurt.
They're going to hurt. Like Sandy Hook, she said it was fortified, it would, but it was about the systems and operations, that the principal was the only one that knew how to lock down the building. Yeah. So in every situation in Santa Fe, because the communication, because kids start on the text, right? And all these parents, again, rightfully so, you start heading toward the school. Well, all these parents were in the school and on the roads,
making it hard for.
Yeah, so law enforcement couldn't get to the school, And as you know, every time we have something happening, you got a bunch of parents or kids, and they start picking up their kid, right? Loud on social media, and this is that, and I'm going to go get my kid, and all you're doing is causing more chaos versus relax.
And allowing law enforcement to do its job.
Let the professionals come in and do their job, which is law enforcement, fire, for our first responders.
And now we understand that's against your nature as a parent, right? As a parent, you want to go pick up your kid and get him to safety. But it does make things difficult. And the point you're making here is, we are making sure that we're open-minded to these processes, that you trust that the school district is developing the processes to respond to that, in spite of what the building looks like. That our processes will follow the design of the building.
Well, it's just not the brick and mortar. It's a whole communications, operations, system and structures, protocols to get out when something does happen. And that's what she was trying to, because what you don't want is, let's just build a prison,
Yeah.
right? Let's just build a prison, and one way in, one way out. Let's just classroom,
Yeah.
no windows, you know.
Well, and Doc, I don't know if you kind of agree with this or not, but part of our campaign with the bond was to really recognize the fact that our buildings, while relevant, and we're thankful that for the years they've given us, we're designed with a different type of instruction in mind. The sit and get, where we
Yeah.
put desks on a row, a chalkboard in front of the classroom, and let the teacher just drill.
The pedagogy is still the same.
And we know that works for some students, but it doesn't work for all students. And our goal here, and our mission and vision, is to educate all children, not just some.
And that's not, again, it's 24 years we keep talking about those soft skills,
Yeah.
right? So we're still talking about 24 years, but you still have that comfort. Again, we have a very antiquated system called school, where I see it, where kids are lining, down the row, and paper and pencil. And I was in a classroom this morning, and every kid had a hard textbook, which is good, right? And I told them, in your new school, we're not going to have a library. So it was getting them conditioned as that's why you have a laptop. And I showed them my cell phone. All my 50, 60 books I have are on my phone.
Yeah.
So I can access them easy. And it's getting teachers that were, their training, their schooling was back in the day when you didn't need that. Every kid didn't have a laptop. That was a luxury. But now it's a norm. And so how do you get teacher to that pedagogy? Because that's the one thing when we talk to Irene is, you can build a very open space and blah, blah, blah. But if you don't train the teachers,
It's going to be covered up.
it's going to be covered up, and it's going to be going back to rows, and it's going to be
Yeah.
back to paper and pencil and textbooks, and that's the opportunity for us.
It's funny you mentioned that yesterday at this meeting. They were broken down in groups, parents, students, teachers, and they were asked through different topics to write a mission and vision statement, right, for that topic, right? Open space, flexible furniture, all these things that we were studying, and one of them was technology. And I heard a great conversation regarding cell phone usage. There's a movement right now. There's a story in the New York Times last Sunday about schools moving towards banning cell phones. And I keep thinking, I think that's a losing battle. Mm-hmm. It's a losing battle, and when we keep drilling and drilling and drilling this idea of the use of technology and expecting kids to know how to use it, to access all these resources, but only in the device we give you. Yeah. Only using this. And while I understand that a phone has access to many things that we don't want them using and it's a distraction, I also think that's how they communicate. That's how they learn. And if we're not creating a system of expectations that they're using it for what they're supposed to during instructional time, we're not preparing them for the future. I think banning it is just the wrong message.
Well, I was at a school yesterday. Again, thank you to Dr. Kearney, where she sets up lunches and we go visit kids and campuses as a cabinet. And I was sitting with a bunch of kids at a table, and I said, well, what do you do with your cell phones? And this one, I have restrictions on mine. I have limited restrictions. I don't have any restrictions. And this one little girl said, well, I got my phone taken away because her dad texted her during class or during school. Yeah. And she didn't text him back because she couldn't, because if she got it out, she would be. So it's like, well, what is it? Do you allow them? Because that's the way parents communicate with their kid. Hey, pick up your I'm going to pick you up at 7 or right after volleyball.
Right.
Love you. We're going to have spaghetti.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, what do you want to eat tonight? And that's just the way they communicate. So you're right. What is the happy medium?
Yeah.
Besides, it just reminds me of, I always say I just read a book. It's called the hats, or caps in the building, right? And they always says, well, now it's disrespectful to wear your cap. It's like, who says that?
Why?
Why do you say that? I mean, and I remember back in 2000, that was our battle. Tear your hat, tear your hat, tear your hat in high school. And it's like, so you spend the whole time, but you're worrying about their clothes and their hat versus just thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for choosing Canotio. You know?
If the hat stands in the way of this kid actually being engaged, why does it matter?
Yeah.
Well, if it's not distracting anyone, if it's not, an issue, why does it matter?
Well, unless it's a commander hat,
or
Dallas Cowboy hat, those should be banned like universally.
I was having this conversation with Jonathan, our very young marketing coordinator.
Was he like 2 years old?
He's like basically, but he talked about dress code, and I asked him, most of the restriction in dress codes address girls' clothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Dress clothing, and most of the restrictions are based on boys' reaction to what they're wearing. Why? I mean, it's ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. We again, to your point, Doc, we keep harping on antiquated notions and antiquated systems when it comes to school.
Oh, we have these negative suppositions. It's like what's that, Gadsden that just banned all those colors?
Yeah.
Black, brown, blue, red.
Honestly,
it's like, what can I wear?
Yeah, right? They're restrictive, and I get it. They're trying to avoid some problems there, but at the same time, maybe that's all the clothing they have, and now you're forcing them to wear to.
Wasn't it a school in our sister school across the street over there?
Yeah, they also banned black clothing.
Black clothing.
And I know people in my staff that prefer black, 90% of the time. We're not treating the problem.
Well, you're not. You're coming up with negative suppositions. You're coming up with reactions just because, again, think people fight because of colors and gangs are stupid, and I'm gonna say it, right? And they do it, but then that's like 1% of the kids. Those are the kids that the kids that you hammer. Those are the kids that you say, you know what? If you want to learn, come. But you're in high school. You're 15, 16, 17. If you don't want to be here,
20 sometimes.
Yeah. If you don't want to be here, bye.
Yeah. Well, and again,
this ain't for you.
Instead of treating the problem, right, and dealing with these kids one-on-one that are causing the problem, you create systems that are system-wide.
Yeah, that's why policies, very respectfully, are dumb. Because policies are for that one person.
That one time did something.
That one time did that.
Yes.
Like you see, when you see, like, I see it in the restroom, if you're pregnant, don't drink alcohol. Because of one, again, pregnant person that didn't respect the gift of.
I see one in our restroom says, "Gentlemen, please flush after every use." I'm like, really?
Because someone didn't flush. Who didn't flush?
Really? Anyway, but back to the visioning meetings here. They really presented examples of what schools can do for students, right? Yeah. To me, the most impactful was the open spaces as learning spaces, learning environments, acknowledging that students learn in different ways. They don't always learn in a classroom. They can learn in a sort of in pods or in small groups in a library that overlooks a makerspace. And
the library's not closed; it's open. And,
right.
It's not like shh. Back in the day.
That we modernize spaces, and not just in design, but in function. Right. That a library, like you mentioned, is no longer a depository of books. It's a place for active learning, and that a cafeteria is not just a eating space. It's a space that invites interaction and socialization. that natural light comes in so that you feel alive, you feel the sun, you feel the nature, that, furniture is not just a bulky desk. It's a desk that moves easily so that you can work in small groups, work in large groups. You can do all these things, and that a student may not like to just sit down on a desk. Maybe they want a bean chair. Maybe they learn better if they're on a couch or stand up and walk outside and do all these things. We have to stop thinking of a school as one thing.
Well, we gotta, again, just as this school is more than just imparting knowledge in a kid's head.
Yeah.
It's really again, you're nurturing potential. You're growing their soul. So it's so much bigger than what I went through.
Yeah.
Because what I went through was sit and get.
That's all it was.
And sometimes it's still, and then we went back to our testing.
Yeah.
Our STAR and EOC. It's still sit and get. It's not really modernization and bringing kids together, and you need to bring, groups, and I mean.
When I think of sit and get, and I think of those of us that went through the system and that, in our very own way, may be successful because we learned through that, and I think, we were able to get what we needed from that system, but how many kids didn't? How many kids could have been successful if we had just thought of other ways for them to learn?
Well, it's not all the kids. It's the poor kids.
Yeah.
The brown and black kids. Because those are again, I've always said this. The system wasn't built for me.
Yeah.
Or by me. So it's all those kids that, again, we've succumbed, and because we've learned to
adapt
and allowed us, we all have college degrees, so we've learned to go through the system, and but there's kids out there, and that's why with gifted and talented, you got kids out there that are probably sitting in DAP that are probably gifted and talented.
They're just bored.
They're just bored. They really are. But you got the ones that follow the dominant culture that we think they're intelligent. It's like, no, you're not. You're not. I mean, you're smart, but you're not gifted and talented. You're not. I mean, because it's
you very well may be right, and but we define gifted and talented as one thing. We define problematic as one thing.
Yeah.
And it's a spectrum, right? It's not one thing. It's so much more.
And you want the gifted and talented to challenge our current realm.
Yes.
You want them to challenge our current reality. But you have people that, like, we're challenging the current reality of the adults on Wednesday and Thursday, the current reality of what they think a classroom and school should be.
Yeah.
And that one young man who says, I like open spaces, I like the library that was over and he had those little pods where you can go in, and collaboration and PLC. And that's what he liked. Yeah. And that's why it goes back to what you said. Yes, if it's good for kids.
Yeah. That's
you should have said it.
I should have said it.
You should have said it.
I didn't want them to think the administration was trying to leave.
So what, though? But we have to stop thinking that way, because that's what you feel, and no one said it.
Yeah, and we come up with roadblocks, right?
Yeah.
Instead of missions. Our mission should be doing what's good for kids, and then overcoming roadblocks. Not setting a roadblock because we think it's going to be problematic. And that's why I like these two meetings we had. And Doc, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I thought it was very productive. I thought people were leaving, walking away feeling engaged, feeling like they made a difference, feeling like they learned something.
Well, one of the, it was a teacher, and she was just like, she was ecstatic. She was, thank you so much for this opportunity to give input. And she was an older teacher, and she goes, you know what, I don't have kids, I don't have this, but I'm glad that bond passed, because our kids deserve modern facilities.
Yeah, and it's going to be great to be able to do this with the community at large. I spoke to Presidio, that's leading our outreach as well, and we're going to have public meetings where the general public is going to be able to go through the same process, tell us what they think, be exposed to some of these new concepts, and I can't wait to hear from them as well. We did work with a control group because these were people that were invited to attend because they filled a role within a school community. But we want to hear from everyone. This is going to be everyone's bond. These schools belong to the community, so we want to hear from everyone.
Yeah, especially those young, like there's a parent, her kids are at Reyes, I think 9 in pre-K. Wait, 9 years old? Was that 9 years old? Second grade, third grade?
I think third grade.
Third grade. So in 2 more years, she's, so she has that vested interest, of not only the middle school, but then the early college, because the early college is an awesome concept. And what we do at CTE.
And what we do with, the money we're bumping into the high school as well.
I still want a Jumbotron.
It's so funny you mentioned that because
I still want a Jumbotron.
So
I don't care what that bond.
As a little bit of history.
I don't care.
As a little bit of history, we had proposed a bond during the early stages of this of bond development, and we got.
What you talking about, Willis?
We got
what you
blasted,
talking
right?
about? Hey, we ain't gonna get into a Jumbotron.
That's not what we want. That's not.
We ain't getting into a Jumbotron.
So we listened to the community, and we didn't include it in the bond.
We listened to the community. We listened to a group of people.
Yeah. And but what's funny, Doc, is you don't know this, but Canutillo High School played at the new SAC 2.
Oh, it's beautiful. I was there.
In Socorro. And we got comments like, we need a Jumbotron in our stadium. I'm like, oh, man, we tried.
You should have been here. You should have been part of the bond committee.
Yeah. Listen, a lot of people say like, well, you don't, that's a luxury. And we agree it's a luxury, but it's
not
also
a luxury today.
Well,
people thought laptops were a luxury.
That's true.
Then. People thought back then. I mean, back in my day, really, these people that were here, it's like, dude, get over it.
Yeah.
A Jumbotron is not a luxury anymore.
It's part of the learning experience. It's part of the student experience.
And then you can advertise, and you can $20,000 bring in revenue. That's what, again, people thought a laptop and all, pencil was a luxury, crayons were a luxury. Way back in when it's like, let's keep them. They don't.
When we saw those
we should keep score. Back in the day when I was growing up, those things where you
flip.
The flip. 7-0. It's 7-0 for everybody. First down.
Yeah.
14. Wait. Let me count. 7, 8, 9, 10.
But we were laughing in the office when those comments were coming in because it's like. It's catch 22 around here.
Yes.
We
damn if you do, you damn if you don't.
So.
But that's why we need to say yes if it's good for kids. It's good for kids.
Yeah.
And that ¿cómo se llama I was there last Thursday at the new SAC.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I mean, it was crystal clear, the Jumbotron.
Right. Yeah.
The technology was just, you could see, you could hear the sound.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful.
Yeah, and we get a lot of complaints about our sound system at CHS. So we're trying to work on all those things. We're working with limited budget,
but it's we have an opportunity to instill a state-of-the-art system for our kids. But all we do is keep putting a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And let's fix the speakers. It's still not going to be the same sound.
Well, and again, like the ideas, the design ideas that were discussed on Wednesday and Thursday will create schools that are unlike any other in El Paso. It will help us be, again, leaders in instruction. We've been leaders in instruction for a long time using antiquated equipment and antiquated facilities. These facilities will make us truly be able to apply those.
We've always led in academics.
Yes.
I don't care what the district says. I don't care.
Well, they don't know that we also serve the city of El Paso because they keep claiming that they were the only A-rated school district in the city. I'm like,
It just remind me of the politics. You know, a politician keeps saying stuff.
Yeah.
And you got to fact check them. You fact
like
check.
they're eating dogs in Springfield.
Sorry, Laura, I know you're a dog owner.
Don't worry, my dogs are very well
Tasty?
protected. No,
Tasty?
they're protected.
Don't take them to Springfield. But just like that, you spread a lie. You can spread.
It becomes
you can
true.
Say anything, right?
So,
Galaviz is 6'7". 6'7".
Size 15
Size 15 shoe. I take it.
But yeah, so we're grateful. and we're thankful rather to those people that showed up to the visioning meetings we had.
Yeah, thank
we
you.
got great stuff that we're going to take. Those once those are developed, architects and general contractors will use those to build our schools, and we are expecting beautiful schools that will do a great job of serving our community for 50 years or more.
And again, it was to the community. They were ed specs,
Yeah,
and this is what got on, because every community is different,
yeah,
and so you wanted to respect the souls, the minds, the hearts
Yeah.
of this community,
And
and
it-
again push them
Yeah.
in a way of, open your mind.
yeah. And it's great because we had representatives from every corner of the district. Every feeder, every school was represented. Every parents from Westway all the way to Cimarron and all the way to the Upper Valley. Like, we had parents, students, and teachers from every school, every campus.
They were excited. They were really
Yeah,
excited.
they really seemed involved and engaged and ready to roll up their sleeves and get to work. So it was great. It was a great couple of meetings. We worked late three times this
right.
week, but we were very excited about
We
it.
had a board meeting.
We had a board meeting, and then we had these two
Yeah,
sessions.
back to back.
And football tonight
Football tonight. Burgess.
at Burgess.
Go, and then
Canutillo High School is ranked number 1 in the city.
No,
right
we're
now.
not.
Yes, we
No,
are.
we're not.
Yes, we are.
You know why? I tell you why.
Why?
Why?
Because I do the offensive plays.
Well, in spite of that, they're
Coach.
ranked number 1.
I mouthed to coach, run the ball, throw the ball.
You tell TJ,
I tell TJ. Nah, they're but they're great kids too.
they're fantastic.
Are we really number one?
We are.
We took over because I thought it was Franklin,
Pebble Hills.
Pebble Hills. We beat Pebble Hills.
No, was it Pebble Hills or was it East Lake?
East Lake.
It was
heard
East Lake.
East Lake's loaded.
Yeah, but it's we're number 1 on Prep 1 Sports.
We
Number-
started like 5th, and
Yeah,
we've been
moving
going
up.
Yeah, keep our test next week.
Yeah.
We can't again overlook Burgess
Nope.
because Aaron Jones isn't there anymore. He's not there anymore.
He's not there anymore. Well, good luck to the football team.
Yeah,
and
good
Coach
luck.
Brooks.
And volleyball and cross
Volleyball as
country.
well this weekend. The Eagles are on a roll, so let's
go.
keep
Let's
going.
continue the journey. Stay healthy, stay happy, and Lauda, what would you like to say, Lauda? I
I
love
know
your
you like
voice.
Merry Christmas.
You don't like Merry
You
Christmas?
like Merry
I
Christmas.
always say Merry Christmas.
I like your Christmas tie in the summer.
I like Christmas time in the summer.
You wear a
Which one?
Christmas tie in the summer.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you should love and give every day.
Yes.
That's why I go to schools, I tell kids, Merry Christmas. It's not Christmas. I go, you should love and give every day. Don't you want it to be your birthday every day? Don't you want to get presents every day? Don't you want to give every day?
Good point.
Right?
Good point. And plus,
You shouldn't have to wait till December 25th or on the day of your birthday, November 19th, which is mine. Lauda, what's your birthday?
August 22nd.
August 22nd.
I missed her birthday because I was out on FMLA.
Yes.
Excuses.
Well, they missed my birthday because I was
Technically,
out
yes,
on
same.
FMLA.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were having surgery.
Yeah, I got a kidney for
You got a kidney
my
for your
birthday.
birthday. But still, you should celebrate it every day.
I got sent a cake and flowers. So
That was it?
yeah, and a kidney.
Thank you.
Kidney? Yeah. Glad you look good. You look good.
I feel good. But all right, well, we'll
right,
see you
take
guys
care.
next week. Again, thanks everyone for listening, and
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
and with that, have a great
Take
weekend,
care.
everyone.
God bless.